There really is no standard to compare against. Israel vaccinated its citizens at an unprecedented rate. In just about 2 months since it started rolling out vaccinations, 49% of Israelis have received at least one shot of the Pfizer vaccine, and 33% are fully vaccinated with two shots. Israel is a small country with just over 9 million inhabitants, but even then, getting enough vaccinations for millions when every developed country around the world is scrambling to get one is no small task. It shows Israel was ready, it had a plan, and it went with it. So, what worked for Israel when everything went wrong for the European Union and so many other countries? Three things. Israel was a small country. It was ready to pay more than anyone else, and it was also ready to share health data with the vaccine producer. From the vaccine manufacturer's standpoint, the deal with Israel was a dream come true. It will get everything it could ask for: more money for the same vaccine and hard to get data to analyze the impact of the vaccine. For Israel, if everything went according to plan, it can gloat in the glory of leading the world in the vaccination race. Not bad optics when you have elections around the corner. Israel has certainly won the first half of the game. Now the difficult second half has begun. How do you convince parts of the population that remains unenthusiastic about taking the vaccination? Nearly 25% of Israelis said they have no intention to get vaccinated. Some said they did not want to take it because they feared the side effects, while some said they are not sure if it's effective at all. If one out of every four said they are not ready to take the vaccine, then you have a problem in your hand. Once again, leave it to the Israel government to find a way out. Israel is deploying every trick in the book to get people into the vaccine cover, from encouraging citizens to get the vaccine to threatening them with consequences if they don't get one. A mix of a carrot and a mentally taxing stick.
Tonight, Israel is reopening, but not for everyone. Certain places, including gyms, hotels, and swimming pools, are only accessible for the fully vaccinated and COVID recovered.
I'm so happy I can go back to the gym right now.
Shelley Mayshorm has waited months for this day, eagerly downloading the government's new Green Pass app.
And I put my ID and my phone number, and after I do all of that, it checks if I'm entitled to have it or not.
It's a sort of vaccine passport linked to Israel's centralized healthcare system.
And we just came to get a breather after a year that we didn't sleep out of the house.
At this hotel, guests line up with their passport apps out.
Can I have a look at your vaccination certificates? Fantastic. Welcome to Tel Aviv.
Thank you so much.
As new data out of Israel shows, the Pfizer vaccine prevents 98.9% of hospitalizations and deaths. Critics point out that although nearly half of Israelis have received at least one dose, the country has supplied far fewer shots to Palestinians. Around the world, a number of countries announcing plans to roll out vaccine passports, including Sweden, Denmark, Bahrain, and Cyprus.
Do you think we're going to see a system like this in the U.S.?
I think people might object to being required to show a pass to go into a basketball game or a restaurant or a movie theater.
Back at the gym, after 3 lockdowns, Shelley is cautiously optimistic.
I'm happy. I just hope it lasts this time for good.
A hope the whole country shares. Sarah Harmon, NBC News.
The data looks promising. Post-vaccination risk of death dropped 98.9% in 2 weeks after getting both the shots, while hospitalization dropped by the same level, 98.9%, when compared to people who did not take the vaccine. The efficacy of the vaccine will certainly help persuade some of them who remain unconvinced about the vaccine, but it's still a long road, and what is happening in Israel and how to increase vaccine penetration rate to more than 70% of the population will serve as a huge lesson to all the countries in the world. Israel may have paid a ton of money and disclosed plenty of data, but it has also done a great service to the entire world by voluntarily becoming the test nation leading the vaccination drive. If that can save millions of lives, then so be it. Let us hope Israel steps up and helps its neighbors as soon as it secures its own population. And that will be a big step in the right direction.